What is up, traders? Today we're talking all about the ATR indicator. This is an indicator that I have on my chart every single time I place a trade. And what I'm going to do today is break down, one, what the ATR indicator is, two, how do you read it correctly, and three, I'm going to go through three different ways you can use it for creating objective rules in a strategy for yourself that can help to increase your winning percentage and overall create a more dynamic strategy you can start using in trading. Let me tell you what I mean by how to read this indicator correctly. I get the question all the time, Stephen, what does this number mean? Does this mean that the Euro New Zealand 4-hour chart has a 452 pip ATR? Or is it a 45 pip ATR? Or is it a 4.5 pip ATR? So that's one of the things we're gonna go over. Included with that, we're going over the other two as well. So stick around for that. And if it sounds interesting, go ahead and click that like button, click subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, because we come out with content like this each and every week, and I'll see you guys after the intro and disclaimer. Welcome back, traders, and let's go ahead and dive right in. First off with, what is the ATR indicator? Very simply put, the ATR indicator is an indicator that should be on any trading platform you decide to use, and it simply measures the average of the last 14 candles that were printed on a chart. So in this case, we have an ATR of 45 pips on the Euro New Zealand. That means out of the last 14 candles printed, the average was 45 pips. Now, I'm not going to go over that again because it's a very simple concept to understand, but now let's talk about how you would use this. Let me give you an example. So if, let's say, the last 14 candles here, and I don't know if this is going to be exactly 14, but bear with me, was a 100 pip average, okay? And then the last 14 candles here, again, have no idea if that's 14 candles, was 20 pips on average. If that is the case, do you think you should be using the same stop loss and the same targets when the market's moving at an average of 100 pips as to when it's moving 20 pips? Hopefully you said no. You see, we need to be dynamic with our stops and targets, and we need that dynamic aspect of our trading to be based on the volatility of the currency pair, the time frame, and the particular market conditions that are happening right now. If we have market conditions where the market's moving at 100 pips over the average every candle out of the last 14 candles, then our stop loss needs to be a little bit wider. That way, we don't get stopped out by the market doing whipsaws like we've all seen before. And if we have a very small stop loss or a very small ATR, then what we can do is shrink our stop loss to a smaller amount to increase our possible risk to reward ratio, or reward to risk, however you want to say it. So that's the reason we need to know what the ATR of any specific market time frame and the market conditions the market tells us, or the ATR indicator tells us what we need to know about all of that in order to be dynamic with our stops and targets. That's one of the main ways I use the ATR indicator, is by letting this indicator tell me what the average market movement is at a specific time on a specific currency pair and on a specific time frame. So now that we have that under control, let's zoom in up here to the ATR itself and talk about how to read this indicator. We're on the same pair we were at the intro. So right here, 0.00455 can be confusing. I get it, because right now 455 is what you see on this indicator, but the way we read the ATR is the exact same way we read a currency pair. So if we had a currency pair with a value, which this would be very hard pressed to find, but you had a currency pair with a value like this, then how would you read it? Well, we know that the fourth decimal point, right here is a decimal point, the fourth one, 1, 2, 3, 4, is equal to 1 pip. We don't even count the fifth decimal. So every time you see the ATR indicator, I want you to remember that we only count over to the fourth decimal. That fourth decimal is our ones. So in this case, what would it be? 5. The third decimal is our tens. So in this case, what would it be? 40. And then we have zeros everywhere else. So you tell me, what is the ATR right now? This would be a 45 pip ATR. This will be the case on every currency pair except currency pairs with JPY. They will always just need to be discounted on that last number, and we need to count 4 decimals to equal 1 pip. Third decimal is your tens. So again, this would be a 45 pip ATR. Now let's go to a yen pair and break those down really quickly. CAD yen will be fine in this case. So on the CAD yen, what we have is 0.165. Again, another confusing situation, right? You have to ask yourself, is this 165 pips? Well, if we break it down, JPY pairs have a 1, and in terms of decimal spots, here's our decimal. The ones are on the second decimal. So 1, 2, we discount the third number. Now what we have is our ones is going to be 6, our tens is going to be 1, and we have our 0. This would be our 100s if there was a number here. But instead, what is this in terms of the ATR amount? 16 pips. If you need any help with that, be sure to rewind the video and watch it again. It's not a super complicated process, but I can see how that might have gotten a little bit confusing. So go back and rewatch this if you have to a couple of times to figure this part of this indicator out correctly, because it's a huge role in my own personal trading, and I really think that this indicator can play a huge role in your trading success as well. So now that we have what the ATR indicator is and how we read it correctly, let's go over a couple of ways you can use the ATR indicator as an objective rule in your strategies to give you more dynamic strategies that win more, lose less, and keep you in the markets longer. Okay, so the first way of using this as an objective rule should be pretty common, and you probably have heard of it before, and that is to use the ATR for your stop and target placement. So in this case right here, let's say I saw this market trading above the 20, let's put the 50 on, above the 50 EMA, and I think, okay, we're trading above the 50 EMA, we've made new highs, I expect this to be a flag pattern situation and this market to break out. Okay, if that's the case, then what I need to do is go ahead and get a position tool or use a ruler. If you don't have a position tool on your platform, you can just use the ruler tool and ask yourself, where is an area I want to get out of this market? Well, for me, it would be below the swing low. We've seen buying pressure from here, pushing the market up. If we get below this swing low, then I do not want to be in this trade anymore. Well, if that's the case, how far below that swing low? Do you think this is enough? Just right below it? Well, how many times have you seen a market come down and do something like this, put a wick in, and then stop you out and go back the other direction immediately afterwards? I know I've seen that a lot, which is one of the reasons I started using the ATR indicator for stops and targets. So in this case, a way I would use the ATR indicator is by putting a horizontal line at the level I didn't want price to go below. So if I'm telling myself if price gets below this wick, I want to be out of the trade, then what I do now is use the ATR value to go below that wick so that if I get a long wick, it should not stop me out. The ATR value right now, if we look up in the top left-hand side of the screen, is right at what? 16 pips. So what I would do right now down to that wick is about 18 pips. I would add 16 to 18, which is what? 34. So what I would do is pull my position tool down to 34 or take my ruler tool out, add those two together. If you just have a ruler, get a ruler tool. Here we have 17, 18 pips plus our 16 pip ATR means 34. Go down to 34, put a horizontal line at 34. So now I know my stop loss position based on the volatility of the current market and time frame. So instead of being a trader that just goes around putting his stop loss 10 to 20 pips below previous structure levels, which is what a lot of traders do, and a lot of the reason traders get stopped out by wicks is because they do that. Now I have a dynamic way to set my stop loss based on the volatility of the current market, time frame, and market conditions, which is one of the most useful ways to use the ATR indicator. And once I have that set, I can set my target back up at previous resistance, or I can use a 2 ATR as the target, making the target 32, 34 pips, giving me about a 1-to-1. You can do a 2-to-1, 3-to-1, just based on your stop loss. Targets are completely up to you. The main way I like to use the ATR indicator is for my stop loss placement to keep me from getting wicked out of trades. If we have a market that pushes down with a wick, I'm now safe for that market pushing back up immediately afterwards. That's the first way I use the ATR indicator to create a dynamic rule for stop losses and targets in my trading. Let's talk about a couple of other different ways you can use ATR as an indication of what the market might do next, or as an objective rule to a strategy. As we just talked about, let's say we're still on the same pair and I'm expecting this market to breakout of this little flag pattern, wedge pattern, whatever you want to call it right here. Well, if that's the case, do I want to trade the breakout if we barely get a close above this level? Well, your answer can be yes or no in this case, but for me, I wouldn't necessarily want to trade if it was just barely closing above that level, right? If we had a market that was like this and a candle like this, I wouldn't want to be placing a buy trade right there because we have a pretty likely scenario where the market could still head lower and even still stay in this flag pattern if that was the case, and then push up, and I don't want it to stop me out. So what would I wait on? Another way you can use the ATR is to tell you when momentum comes into the market. So at times that momentum comes into the market, the likely scenario of the ATR showing you that momentum is that you'll see a candle print that is bigger than the ATR currently is. So right now, remember, we have that 16 pip ATR. So what I would want to see is a candle printed that is over 16 pips, this type of candle, which shows me momentum coming into the market during a breakout trade. That's the second way I like to use the ATR indicator in order to have an objective rule for a strategy is on breakouts. I want my breakout candle to be at least one ATR or more. Let's do that one more time. For this flag pattern breakout or any type of breakout strategy, I like to see momentum on my breakouts. An objective way to qualify momentum is to use the ATR indicator. If we are above 16 pips, which is what the ATR is right now, or above 1 times ATR, then that tells me that we have momentum. We have to be at or above 1 ATR with the candle itself. So the way you would do that, let me explain this, is once the candle was printed, you would grab a ruler, measure the candle. If the candle's more than 16 pips, then you know that candle is showing you momentum to the bullish side, giving you a likely scenario where this breakout continues and hopefully hits your targets a little bit higher. That is the second way I use the ATR indicator as an objective rule for a strategy. Let's move on to number 3 now, which number 3 actually includes the RSI indicator. So on the RSI indicator, something I would look for is an overbought or an oversold market, right? And after that overbought or oversold market, I would want it, or maybe a market with divergence. Let's do that because that's a more realistic approach. So let's say I want to see some type of divergence in the RSI. If that's the case, that means divergence, simply put, is the market making lower lows, the RSI indicator making higher lows. We have that right here. So if I'm looking for divergence on an oversold market, the next thing I want to see, again, is momentum. So we have our RSI divergence, RSI making higher lows. We have price making what? Lower lows. If that's the case, we have RSI divergence. I would not want to buy this until I see a momentum candle. This is a way you could use a rule using the ATR indicator. And how would I qualify that momentum? Well, I need to see a candle that's bigger than 1 ATR. If I'm hovering over this candle, look in your top left, I'll put an arrow towards it. Right now we're at 0.26, meaning we have a 26 pip ATR. So if we have a 26 pip ATR on that candle, then I want to check to see, is that candle more than 26 pips from low to high? And from low to high, we're 43 pips. So obviously this is showing me a lot of bullish momentum from an oversold market after RSI divergence. It can be a great qualification to put you in a trade as an entry signal. That's the third way I like to use it. As you can see in this specific case, it actually worked out really well and the market went up. That won't always happen. Nothing wins 100% of the time, but this is something that can help you gain more accuracy, help you keep from getting stopped out as much, and overall help you become a better trader if you can master the RSI indicator. I hope this was everything you need in order to do that. If you missed anything from the video, just rewind it, and I'm sure after a few times watching this video, you will have this indicator mastered. I hope that video was helpful. If so, make sure you click that like button. Make sure you're subscribed if you're interested in any kind of more advanced training, or if you would like to work more closely with me on improving your trading, then we do have the EAP Training Program listed below, and I actually opened up a brand new case study group this month for some new content we have in the EAP. So if you'd like to join that case study group, again, click the link in the description to learn more. If not, that's totally fine too. Make sure you're subscribed to be alerted about all this awesome content we come out with for free each and every week. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. See you soon.